or the two jano it be a very interesting mama nyuma video mfa free akra but say the come on neka kra na yakohwe the course ni the ebeko so enra and the course no ye Bournemouth ni Fulham semenyo first minute goal no and a fair match course Italy ba course La Liga no emo minim se be hwehwemu kakra bia ansa na in the Champions League games man forcing Necra the PSG 3-1 Barcelona 4-0 against Dortmund. Now we analyze the amount of saying PSG ni Barca and they qualify for final. Inti kame ya hokra ana intisa.
You know, for the Barcelona game there it will be difficult for Dortmund so more better skills. You know, looking at the recent Dortmund team, it almost almost atuma they've been super, but a team with so much quality to beat Barcelona, and time and now more ball cry war. The league phase in Barcelona top because Monterrey goes to 2, and they will be playing without certain key men within the setup. The last week, Omoka Kubona slaughter beginning when I'm cast, their defense will not survive. They considered 4. And Barcelona still are, they will keep the ball, maintain the possession, create holes within the back line of Bessimbani. Nicolas Sola will be back, Julian Racing, and you know, the likes of Altim or the back line when Omobe try to create that space within. I don't think Dortmund will lot to our Omobe Barcelona beat me. I qualify to the next stage of the competition. A football, it is full of uncertainties a lot. Every team has a sound within the game. But Sergio, the Deportivo La Corona here, and I don't think Dortmund were the qualities to do that. No. Okay. Even Deportivo La Corona, they was 4-1 against Deportivo at the Giuseppe Meazza. And if you look at that Deportivo La Corona team of Alberto Luque, Juan Carlos Belleron, Sergio, Walter Pandiani, we munisa quality now, Mobetimi, at the match Barcelona, yes, come back. But at the end of the day, I think for me it's a foregone conclusion, and Barcelona be qualified to the next stage of the competition. Okay. But Villa Bema PSG SK. So you know the PSG should watch out for them.
Sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Game no mo born or
Aston Villa.
Yes. Game no mo.
Almost a character.
You know, this is a team that have won the UEFA Champions League before.
Oh.
Yes. You know, team experience.
Aston Villa.
Yes. On what the Champions League did, I almost
character no, it was a team.
No, you know, Chelsea Mutimi, Senya, Obama go through Conference League the final wall of Mabo. You know, character and new players now band the debao. It is enshrined within the team. Yes. Yes.
And you got to go to Hasi, Africa,
you know, those teams they lack proper orientation.
Would be having a biaka? I know how they are. Any I thought they orientation.
Real Madrid for so we mama come back.
Yeah.
But after game, no shall come back. Coso, your discussion at Coso, your mama visit to your meetings at Hodo Maye. So I say, and I have fans now. No more the chapter video number 2 TikTok. Who are rebel? Chapter our mama across posted you have vibrant and Omaka 5. And you know, you want the state of the club.
Character no hold yourself.
Yeah, me tell you say, and yema character ni remain, you know. Now say has, you know, heart me away. Say your house no more baby than come now. Heart me away. Say your house no more baby than come now. And come now. Sounds na kotoko me away. And your kotoko no more you know. You bo much we see coach nyade we nyade you know that first. Ya can born in your friend from my park on Bombe Coffee, Museum Park, on buy a boy in a very never to that first. I wanted that first.
Was it do baby? I no more relegation crowd.
I'm only saying that what about the situation? I told the BO near my club, no my club near big, those things exist.
And the Mamin Diffaka Crave. You see, Mechitum say club war, that winning mentality, our history now, it's me a geom on. But the 1982 Aston Villa squad no Muji Europe no. Everything about that team is no present, including even ownership. Inti a bad thing ama Mr. Media Tum say because Aston Villa way back in 1982 they won the Champions League and now the then Europe Cup no. enti eno no betuma nyansin so ana ebe motivate players na bibi. Otherwise, this is Ghana struggling. Obi an care about the year in 1982, 78, and whatever. Enti sayana and the current generation, you know, a war linkage be and I feel there it me utimi picky be the motivate you. But the 1982 Aston Villa squad now omo conquer Europe no, it's got nothing to do with the current day. Even Aston Villa qualifying for the Champions League, you know, na ya ngwangwade you feel say omaye etmidie wrum o Premier League, and trust you me, say na Aston Villa free mukurana, they will still hit their chest to say omoye proud of their achievement, negotiating all the way through the league phase, through round of 16, and now to the quarterfinals. We can even classify this as one of their golden generations because of what they have achieved so far. I agree with Andy in a way, say they will make PSG struggle, suffer. Umbema PSG suffer pa, but I don't think said the Omayini previously a major issue because Boubacar Kamara and Yuri Teresman who show more experience, especially Telemans, an experience from the national team to club football. I think it's Leicester J Premier League.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't there. You got the
later.
Yes. Who share the experience? And I also believe say PSG, my biggest strength is their midfield trio of Vitinha, João, Fabian Ruiz, João, Neves, and Fifini Dika. General, a tough game, and I still say on front three no, and your form now make us say PSG for no form. But in terms of pedigree, Aston Villa and so on the fair share of the front three. Marcus Rashford, Asensio, and then maybe Yuri Teres. Oli Watkins. You can compare them to Dembele, Desiree, Duane, and then Kvaratskhelia. And you know, Alenya for PSG struggle, but still, PSG seems to be. They'll give them serious care.
Oh well.
They'll give them serious care.
Over 3-1 scoreline.
You know, I can't be over 10.
Okay.
That is not what you're saying.
The one say I church wrong.
I love you. No, say no. Say Pasadiano. What's your church only be? You can't say we. But the can say this first game in the course, no. Individual brilliant 3 goals in it wasn't a well rehearsed strategic goal a buy. She Kvaratskhelia baby I know you know the ball on 2 year. She Desiree deal. She Nuno Mendes deal. And if she first like now, you know I'm reselection for that particular game for me was wrong. Because in that game, it was so about Asensi, about Matthew Cash, and about Lucas Dean, and about Ezri and Taro Mins. This time, about Pau Torres and Ezri Konsa. In midfield, about the captain margin, about Boubacar Kamara, and about Abrante Fen Yuli Telemann. And about Rashford was top. But this time, Rashford should be on the left. Oli Watkins and cut up. Now, how the Marco Asensio go right. Because PSG, apart from Mama who are in midfield, no, or fullback, no, she active. Hakimi and Nuno Mendes. For me, Nuno Mendes has been my best left back in Europe this season. In midfield, neighbor, no, or more than a samba with Marquinhos and the William Pacho. Last week, Lucas Berardo, the boy. It's Marquinhos, William Pacho. Obiani Marquinhos experience. At this level, into him how you see Bono. But the midfield appeared to crown and a man who share more. Ed in Sabon crown Abekabi. And on with play, no, Desiree Doué, whether Bradley Bakula or Kvaratskhelia or Dembele. Excellent in one-on-one situation. Excellent in transitional play. Omani Obia or quick feet, Obia progressive very well. Obia a very direct, Obia and Fabo Manechi. It is only one more bonal to focus, baby bar. How, but again, out of the 5 games available, home said, "Yo, Mabodo Akope." Again, Juventus unkwa. Bayern Munich, Omasha Omuni Juventus board draw, Omasha Club Brugge, Omasha Celtic, Omasha Bologna. In the games, Omabo Villa Park in Yinana Bakope no Munya draw. Into again, PSG aba England this season twice. Nimi no yina won lusu ye. Make 90th minute because Liverpool chawo and again team omo friend Arsenal. Obi ara fisa Arsenal ne PSG the league phases of the competition my Arsenal and social into omo record in England in recent times, and even so who expand you omo record in England apart from beating Manchester United 2-0 at the Old Trafford, and again omo sabe share Man United 3-1 Old Trafford. You know, not any good storyline when it comes to so omo be visit England, but again we said you omo to lose. So omo any man aya omo ye ni bi na so omo kwa dey lose dia. This is the right time. Omo wo be or Champions League nim biu. Et said the omo nya 2019 2020 Lisbon na omo ma Bayern Munich eje ye na. You know, this is the right time. Omo be omo wo teams aka no, you know, at least almost fair share of their talent. Waiting their match teams again, because so who lose who we need to Villa now Kwakushi Arsenal to team now Kwakushi Arsenal there. You know, equally. It will most Arsenal first one, but I don't think say in Tokwa a group PG should be baby so many in Asia. Until what it takes to eliminate Aston Villa. I'm only hoping they will not shake as usual, no more committee errors. It said their ball from movie that said the last time Omko Benabao no Omko committee errors. Giovanni Lo says to name committee errors. You know, Omotimiko lose a game that I see PG so almost be qualified to the next stage of the competition. Now to
Barca qualify.
Oh, you know, I mean, Barcelona qualified. A Dortmund team is too open, too flexible, and it is not as if Omo may say key guys and those key guys will be back. Omo ya there in the league phase, Omo ya there in the knockout phases. Say one day or now 2-0 Alabama chance. Signal you do not beat me IBB. The first one a pass, no money pass any cabo. Barcelona show more by 3 goals to 2. It is a sad time the Alabama chance, but general Sevi Gurasi and I know quite chances on your one team. The likes of Gaitins, Karima Deyemi, or a very sluggish for my liking. With this Barca and Barca, you know, Barca already on Besanshigo. With Lewandowski, Ferran Torres a bande with Rafinha on the left. We had the Barca will score. In TSA 4 goals on the a bad thing, say Ubitimi Akase, Barcelona beating me free. I see Barcelona qualify to the next stage of the
game. The ones on bet me a winning our signal Iduna.
Oh yeah,
against Dortmund.
Oh yes, Barcelona is capable of winning the signal Iduna. You know.
Okay. All right. In the 2 games, Nina DM say the same review. And yeah, Doc, what different area about?
Yeah, not Andy PSG when they come to England, I am more thing. But under Unai Emery, Aston Villa also struggle against French opposition. I think that this will be his 4th game against the French, 5th game against the French side, and the last 3 were losing to Lille 2-1, losing to Monaco 1-0, and then losing to PSG in the first leg 3-1. What it means, and say under Unai Emery or struggle against a French sides. Now, Andy PSG, whatever here be I say this year Champions League, and I agree. For me, I think that the only team in the competition in terms of form, and now say we are almost racing PSG, I think is Barcelona, because from their goalkeeper Donnarumma, Interphone, so yeah, maybe you can. They are not so flamboyant, but they'll give you the results. Maybe Barcelona PSG. Yeah. But PSG guys, you know, Oman started competition in the world, but getting to the latter part, no, team said boys not pick power. Now you were talking about their back four. Means America, they have one of the experienced back four, because Sam Mendes should be the best left fullback in Europe. I think say Ashraf Hakimi is another fantastic fullback, and his experience and his creativity from the right is something extraordinary. Marquinhos now Donnarumma as your goalkeeper. It means that they have a very solid defensive network. Then they have a very balanced midfield. Our midfielders, you know, they are very interesting. So Vitinha, he's almost everywhere. About boss midfield, no, Eddie Amau, Jao,
Never.
Yes, Neves is another hard-working guy, and we all know what Fabian Ruiz did for Spain in the European Championship. Anymore also is another thing. Almost starting Anke Bakola and Estati, but the desire do it. I pick it form to the extent that he's walked straight into the first team. So, general, it's a difficult game, but 3-1 victory. No, they going to the facts to say under Unai Emery, Aston Villa struggles against French sides. I think the PSG could lose the game, but eventually they will qualify to the next stage of the competition.
Well, Yantuaso.
You know, may hear transfer stories.
Transfer. But before also we call transfer, no. Doc, Onana. Muni Dinkrana, Mujanikwana. Must started dropping against Newcastle. So no, die.
Yeah, he was
Turkish in the die. Yeah. Pay cuttings and semi as APP. What's going on?
Yeah, it looks like they may want to get him out. England started saying I'm frustrated. Yeah. Fortunately for Onana and unfortunately for United, I tell you, our baby demo well, my better account to be a 4th goal no crowd on one at the chair. On one at the chair. Straight up. Into any backup, be our able to rely on him. I think this week in the Europa, Onana will be back.
Yeah.
In the Europa League, Onana will be back into the post.
Whoever decided to drop on my very bad decision to take.
General, who share the rhetorics around the team? And then come on, cause on your dinner. Look, Mijidi passing Newcastle, Onana and the demo and Kessben still. But the beer, some mistakes remember. And imagine that this 4 is Onana and the Jays are 4 yeah.
Kadana,
the decision to drop him for me was good for him. And it was good for whoever dropped him, whether the coach or the goalkeeper's coach. Because Mfunsono Koko Yeno wo Leon.
Yeah.
It was just ahead of the game. You were the talking point. Gidi Dinafi Wakoche 2 goals. But when we are the on the better. First of all, the decision to sack David here and bring Onana was a major mistake.
Yeah.
So we can't tell me say upe goalkeeper or Bobo. Now upe do chibo there. Sebi nse hu
say Guardiola Zimo
say Eric Ten Hag ebeke ka kire ye no, and that guy David here had been our best player, not just best goalkeeper, best player on several seasons. You come and let him leave under this flimsy excuse. So pedo bet my boyfriend Chiraba and the kofa Onana by. Onana is not a bad goalkeeper, but United setup in general, we a player now general here obebre.
Yeah.
Ubenya those challenges no. Players na nkasa confidence obegyina ye amakipa ball na bedi wo no wagina ye kwa ma aba ma no kredu baby a ending. Eti ubebo afrechire no ubo ne sen.
Okay. All right.
Onana had been worse. Don't attribute it to any defender. Say Franco, Cameroonian goalkeepers nyade nyankopon ahira omo pa na say omo de ye the goalkeepers acha omo. Carlos Kamani for me was a far better goalkeeper than this, but when he had the opportunity at that level, Inter Milan Champions League final, as being Manchester United, Onana at his level shouldn't be conceding those goals now or conceding no. Go now or concede against Bayern Munich. Muka is our games no 4 no. Amateur goalkeeper and concede those goals. The first goal no concede against Thiago Almeida. Leon, amateur goalkeeper. The second one was worse, and you know, we a game or before the game. Wow, said you, Onana, Debbie. We a game, I walk top pressure amount. Say, Matich Mutim no massa, or Monadie. Emma Matich so I can't tell us SNK Peters Michael. And that Edwin van der Sar, and then Kraka and can Hobeton. And I will say, Sam Matich ne bar man, you dear brown over ball, or my bobrebia, just on so Nadia. It is a joke. This is a game I want through huge challenge to your competitor. Now we go game the free kick now Odarin zoom for the first one. Bon said you sit na home and see what Onana is a goalkeeper apart from being excellent. Ewo ne photo no said you Onana before coming to Manchester United even Ayas on your bad goalkeeper. Onana no be as our boss we know. But said you Obahano at so for me, £120,000 a week. Said you in this guy ketwa. Man, you following your beton, but who is ready to pay that amount of money to Onana within a week? It is a Saudi phone and a baby. I think United going for it. Said you, my United next season, I hope it's almost their mistakes no my over the years. Onana yes, said you. My man, yes, and for me, they need to ship him out. So all right. They need to show him there.
Matic no in your period. So on a day, better because Onana
was better.
Go on the zone selection. Never make a zone selection.
Maybe say no question me say ntokwa no. Enye Onana na start you.
Okay.
Okasa about the saying team nom boy Leon. Even the comments no you know. Na ongu Leon anymore in a way. But it looks like Matic had almost shorter you know omo ye no. Into Matic mum, to be very honest, and he threw direct punch to Onana. Say he's the worst goalkeeper for Manchester United. He could be right in recent times because of goalkeepers now.
Hey, Zarango, mo keeper ba ko na the team na fita na the same po pasam bruta. Ku sheka na.
No say no nyeme no. No your assistant but no nyebe.
Between Howard and Onana. My use. You
see, the difference is that Onana is in a very bad team.
Yeah.
Look, Andy, Onana made mistakes, but there are games that watchers on him go at saving Man United in several games.
I agree.
But yes, saves
the same person now. No, consider goals we because acquire so when we balance.
Say na make us say.
Those players,
we have
those
made
players were lucky to play in a very good team.
Yeah.
Because our village, any Ferdinand, any Gary Neville, any Patrice Evra or backline, now Paul Scholes, now Roy Keane in front of you, I said, you are assured of stability. You are sure of less pressure if you opponent to Robert. So I agree, but Franco at this level there, some mistake we are with.
Okay, you have a craving count. Yeah.
You know, I transfer to Chelsea back on.
Okay.
But yet it's a man you so panty on Semenyo.
Yeah.
Into Chelsea, Real Madrid.
Say the Liverpool do my guy.
Yeah, if you say Musala, Luis Diaz is there, Cody Gakpo, and so Liverpool, Umbertoma, Pia Darwin Nunes.
To be very honest, a Queen Liverpool team first were retaining Musala. My respect you.
My idea.
My respect you because a near man and a free Saudi whole papa. Minimum some more catch Musala.
Let's go. I'm the man who's this.
£480,000 a year.
Liverpool
£25 million a year.
This second behind Erling Haaland.
You see?
And Liverpool's all-time paid player.
Yeah. No time, sir. No more. No
General
Gobeji better bigger one. Saudi
Saudi for funny baby. It's not overrated.
Saudi.
For salad, you know. It's figures to be crazy.
Saudi will not pay Salah less than 500,000 if they are taking him on a free transfer a week.
Yes.
They will not pay him less than 500.
I agree.
But I think Liverpool has done very well.
Yeah.
Even
Liverpool are there.
But you see, so you mathematics are. Ube say they've taken a good decision.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because imagine say per salary replacement no more can say semenyo ebi abeko akotua 80 million pounds and they akoto no and sana ni weekly wages enti 80 million na nka do beko akoto no wanya amfa nkoto no dawo now they are cancel they are no spread enti ube say sa 80 million pounds no eno nkwampo no eye wages no ho adwuma bebre de man so for me but whether Salah will give them top notch. Maybe they need him for some 2 seasons.
They sign him for 2 seasons. They sign him for 2 seasons, and I think it's a good deal.
We'll be waiting.
£50 million for 2 years. You know, away there will be any hobby that we also top pressure from.
Sure.
Because I hate.
This after 2 years, and over Saudi.
Yes. Because you know, a hono Salah courses here. Fans or the Bebano Yasemba.
Yeah.
Number 2 demand. You know, demand the hono be father say they better. Pressure. Look at Jordan Henderson or Becatro. Demand is huge. It's Liverpool for me. They've done a serious business and they've done well.
Okay.
Do you know transfers on me quick? Real Madrid so pay 2 players, Zubimendi and McAllister. Almost pay 2 players. We Zubimendi from Real Sociedad, Alexis McAllister from Liverpool. Almost here, almost me, you know, team. Said you.
I'm for the Real Madrid.
Aye. That players we mean, I know be the Madrid. Omunya those players within their team. Kamavinga, Chouameni, Fadi Babadi. What's the difference between Babadi and McAllister? Same style, same profile. Omu near them, Omutimita Keje, excellent shooter. But a dear Madrid team a proper conductor within their midfield. Obi a born, obe mo monso abobi, obetimi amomekura, obetimi adareti omo play no.
To say Vitinha.
Vitinha, Bruno Guimaraes,
Neves.
Chelsea near or your qualify they say Enzo Fernandez.
Neves is a
That
good
type of a midfielder, or moment on Tina Memomudi. Pierre from me no better on the amount. It is the reason why I'm a momdi. Zubimendi to Omeni no difference. Saukofa Zubimendi any to Omeni no difference. Saukofa McAllister Ferdi Babadi no difference. But Saudi Enzo, Bruno G, or any of the PhD 2 central figures, or Nicola Barrera. So do we move bad? You are bringing a different direction of a profile. Say Javi Alonso never after Carlo Ancelotti. Javi Alonso had Abrante Feno, Palacios, last season Okofa, Alex Garcia from Girona. On the control me for them before Girona ever brought to the level of Champions League. And on didn't buy. So obviously you need a controller in your midfield because in the absence of Toni Kroos, Carlo Ancelotti aboka Mavinga bi enye wabot your many bi enye na say for so ya the Danny Ceballos so buy or try say oh ye bibi but say do enoku prior opportunity. Danny Ceballos is a good player, but ask yourselves in all the team now Danny Ceballos so abono a here fan what team yakwa say or your player at the elite level who to control your midfielder obetima is Edgeman. Madrid and a lot of players or Metimes Guti, Fernando Redondo, Zinedine Zidane, Babaye, Toni Kroos. Sena Kroos know how Madrid can do it. But Sergio, Madrid and Timmy replace Casemiro. Toni Kroos or Timmy replace you know. They feel Jude Bellingham will replace Luka Modric in his absence. But two different profiles. So I can compare the two players. In Tisao per se, game na there be a 50-50 between them and opponent. No, it is because they don't have a conductor. But some people be born no bet chess or game in call right, or game in call left, or game in slow down, or game in call direct, or game in any pace there. Then obviously those two profiles, I don't think they are profiles that will fit into the plan and that will fit into the system. Now Chelsea na last week, Barcelona lining up 5 strikers. And then for us now about 5 strikers lining up here. Hugo Etikite. Abrante Fene Liam Delap, Omubo Benjamin Sesko, Ena Abrante Fene Victor Osimhen. Enuachi Enesen Crab and say you for person Muja Abrante Fene Dusan Blahovic. Into Chelsea say Omope. Obian Chelsea Tima. Dada Denoma Pe Blahovic sa. Eumwa oba a chain air so copiage. And a PG fans na sorry tia said I be. Omu here Dusan Blahovic or PG. Actually, coach I friend Thiago Motta benche no money more games ni bi abrom kofa Kolomwani buy no. Now Juve for about I'll say Kolomwani and ya dey so mo be man antena because or a long player no buy into omo man antena. It so I got to the buy no with a straight back plan was starting a use design Vlahovic. But Genoa Vlahovic is good there, but Chelsea need more than Vlahovic. Se Victor Osimhen wo ho se do minima de kronti a Chelsea adodo omum person mbekwa akofa Osimhen or Sesko or any of those strikers who go etikite there or to say Jackson Crown nanim Jen. I don't think he is a player that will fit into the standard of Chelsea. But so Liam Delap, I don't think he's a player, Chelsea to beat me, I rely on him. The level for me, it knew that particular level. Inti Osimhen Genoa, Osimhen as your number 9. You are sure. She'll call taking anu ya almost 30 janu. But you know he'll call.
Musu kwandem.
Ose.
So musu kwandem.
Onana.
It said the MLS kwandem ma Messi. Intino oye wadi bi enye won bia.
No, he's proving at all levels. And yet onye player back on waka say aha na wakobo bonko nti ho na waya ade o. But bi Osimhen akobia wa cheche odimbo. Nti you cannot compare the Turkish Super League to MLS. I say MLS in relegation. But you know Osimhen has proven in the Serie A, he proven in the French league, he has proven in the Turkish league, he has proven in the national team platform bay. Until you need that figure and up, strikers on one market and want to do Osimhen. Would you check all around? Number 9 for omujina ni mwa. Osi yamfa born in tumuno. Jokeres Bogos Obi Bonidi Luis Openda is playing well. Benjamin Sesko is okay. Ye can who go etikite, ye can Leon Delap, ye can do Zam Vlahovic. Passejo, Victor Osimhen is in a class of his own. And he's an African player with a connection of 80, my friend at Chelsea. So for me, Sergio is a player we are available. There's some mistake na mo ye. And I'm more wingers baby na mo kofa Neto, mo kofa Jadon Sancho, Madueke wo a lot of all these wingers on am side. So for me, for a perfect number 9, it is this Nigerian boy and no one else.
Bruno Gomes is more like a DM, and Alexis Maka has been restricted at Liverpool, but in Argentina, he's more of a controller of the game. Did Andy just say Bruno Gomes is more of a conductor than Alexis McAllister? How? And no way is he a similar player like Fede Valverde. Maka is like Vitinha. Desmond, and I do with Frank Maswaba. Also no opinion.
Now, you know, I say we the new opinion. Bruno Gomes is a conductor. He conduct the Newcastle team. Alexis McAllister is like Vitinha or the McAllister Yiba. And I say McAllister ball croche. You know, McAllister ball croche or chew ball. On Liverpool team, the controller or the conductor of the Liverpool team is Ryan Gravenberch. It is not McAllister. McAllister is a midfield enforcer. He's an additional midfielder. On your player, Obeka say ye chine game in left, game in right. Again, or say Bruno G. The fact that he sits in front of the back line does not mean he doesn't conduct. Marco Verratti was sitting in front of the back line, he was conducting. Toni Kroos in his last Madrid days was sitting in front of the back line, he was conducting. Andre Pirlo was just in front of the back line, he was conducting. Into conductors on the field of play, no. Coach Professor Obama Enzo Fernandez aye. In the Argentine team, the conductor of their team, it is either Enzo Fernandez or Leandro Paredes. It is not McAllister.
Okay.
It is an game.
And Medi Drakakra.